Hey everyone, and welcome to another one. We made 20 videos in 1 month, and we're here to show you what we learned and share our experiences to see if we can help someone else. First, I should probably start by describing my channel. We are 1 month in, we have 879 subs, 5.5k views, and 276 watch hours. So that's where we are. And I have a secondary YouTube channel that I make. It was an anonymous channel that makes sports edits that I had when I was really young. I used to make sports edits when I was a kid. That one had about 1 million views and about 1.5k subs. And I'll explain the wide disparity between views and subs later on, and one of the topics we're going to cover. I think the most defining factor of any YouTube channel is going to be your thumbnails and your titles. I think if you're starting from scratch, that's going to completely define what you do and what you don't do. You are better off learning Photoshop skills than you are video editing skills. There's an art to how to make the thumbnail. There's like a specific art in how you can make the thumbnail. Like let me show you 2 thumbnails. One of them seems action-packed, exciting, fun. It seems like the one you want to use, but no. You want to use something basic, upfront, close. Everything I've learned, this is the method with the thumbnails. Don't forget to use whatever privilege, whatever advantage you got. If you're pretty, make sure that stands out in the thumbnails. If you're really good at makeup, put the most extravagant makeups in the thumbnail. You just have to push whatever advantage you have. Like even me, I think I noticed this that whenever I'm front and center in the thumbnail, it doesn't tend to do as good. I've been like trying to minimize myself in the thumbnails as much as possible. But I think as you grow and people start getting more familiar with who I am, I think I'll start putting more front and center. But I think right now you have to recognize the audience and who would want to listen to my content. I think there's an art to thumbnailing. And I think that the more you do it, the more you start getting familiar with what works and what doesn't. Our next point is marketing outside of YouTube is basically pointless. Like, so if you do not have 100k on Instagram or 40,000 on Twitter, annoying your friends on Facebook, your Instagram friends, it's not gonna get you any views. You're gonna get 2 or 3 views from that. And I think that you're better off not annoying your friends than trying to grow through that. So if you don't already have a platform on another like social media platform that's big, it has to be really big. It's almost definitely not going to make as big of an impact as you think on YouTube. I think if you want to grow on YouTube, you have to have the mindset that YouTube is its own ecosystem, and the best way to grow in that ecosystem is to attack the people within the system already, which brings back the thumbnails and the titles, and that's how you interact with the community, especially with the YouTube suggestion system. And when I say change your mindset, I mean like you have to attack topics that people in the community would care about. Like either something big on TikTok but no one's talking about on YouTube, don't talk about that TikTok topic. You have to focus on things a YouTube community would care about, like talking about YouTubers in the space, talking about, oh, this one TikToker that has a following but no one cares about on YouTube is not going to get you the views. So I think you have to be knowledgeable about the audience you're trying to grow in and the net and the ecosystem and how the ecosystem is. If you want real growth, you have to have that mindset that I'm growing within YouTube. I'm not promoting this on any social media whatsoever. Actually, the ones I made for this channel, I have like 2-3 followers each, almost no followers on any of them. Almost all the growth I've had is from just trying to understand the algorithm and trying to work the algorithm to best suit me. With the other channel, I've tried pushing it on Twitter and stuff like that, and you realize, oh, I got 20 views from that, and it didn't really impact anything whatsoever. The next big thing is call to action. Call to action is that you have to tell people to do what you want, like subscribe. Which brings me to a point, if you haven't, like I think, it's not that people don't want to subscribe. Probably it's out of sight, out of mind. They just watch a video, this is a really fun video, and I'm thinking about it. But once you tell them, hey, stop, subscribe, they start thinking, oh, I do like this content and I would like more of it, so they subscribe. So you have to tell them to like, the comment. You have to have a call to action. Without a call to action, you won't see the kind of growth you think you would. I think this is the biggest issue in when I was making sports edits when I was younger. I always cared about the artistic integrity. I don't want to have like a, hey, stop and subscribe on the video and this and that. So I would be getting millions of views, but at the same time, I wouldn't be getting any subscribers. There wasn't a call to action, and it was also anonymous, so people couldn't connect with me. I think you have to have that kind of connection to really grow as a channel.
You beautiful bastards, welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show. Hit that like button if you want me to punch you in the throat, you weirdo.
You have to have people be aware that I want you to be part of this. Join the community. You have to have that call to action. Like I know one of my favorite content creators from TikTok. She has 1.7 million followers on TikTok. Her YouTube videos have like 1k views, but if you watch her videos, her thumbnails aren't great. she has no call to actions in anything. And he started realizing that she had a TikTok mindset in which you just have to make the funny content and people come. No, YouTube's a different system, different ecosystem. Thumbnails are the important, call to actions are important. As far as topics on YouTube to cover, if you're critiquing things one way or the other, or to be informational. I think the two ways to grow on YouTube is to be informational or to be critiquing people. YouTube is like, as well as all social media, they push drama. If you want something to grow fast, the fastest way to grow is to critique. And the problem with informational videos is that they're not attached to you. Like when people don't, they're there for the information and then they leave and they don't come back for you. I think it's kind of negative that you have to be critiquing people, but I think that the way the algorithm works, that's how you grow. And now a lot of people probably care about monetization. If you don't know, follow YouTube to get your videos monetized, you have to hit certain benchmarks. You have to have 1K sub and 4,000 watch hours. In the old algorithm, the watch hours was probably easy to get, but the subs were hard. The way the algorithm works today, getting the watch hours is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be a slow process. P.S. This video is for 2022. If you're familiar with YouTube, YouTube constantly changes the algorithm and what can get views and what can get views. Like in the old algorithm prior to 2018, there were certain methods you could use, like titling and this and that would get you views no matter what. I think that they've changed it to be more personal, so now getting views are a lot harder than it was, especially for smaller creators than it was a couple years ago. So you have to be very wary about the algorithm and what advice you're taking at what time. What I'm giving you advice for 2022, which might not be useful in 2 years, but is useful for today. Video from 2017 giving you advice is pretty much useless today because the algorithm constantly changes. That's how I got 1 million plus views on the other channel. I knew how to work the algorithm. Everything I did then would absolutely not work today. So you have to have the understanding of the algorithm and how it is going to work your way. Like I said, and then the watch times, the way the algorithm works now is going to take time. You have to need to, one, have an absolutely viral video, or two, know someone who's already big and already has a platform, who's already big on YouTube and has a platform on YouTube, and then one, they come and do a video on your channel, and two, they promote that video on their channel. If you don't have like a mega YouTuber who's going to push your video for you, I have a hard time seeing how anyone can get that 4,000 watch hours. I can't think of a way you can beat that 4,000 watch hours without months. You're gonna need months to get that. So the way, just looking at the numbers now, the average YouTube video probably gets about 3 minutes worth of watch time. Using that 3 minutes worth of watch time, you're probably gonna need about 80K to 100K views, which is, so without a viral video, that is going to be so hard to get if you're like regularly posting. If you're regularly posting like once a week, twice a week, you're probably going to need about 7, 8, 9 months, maybe over a year to crack that. But if you're willing to post a lot, like post a lot, and inch your way in there, I think you could probably get it in about 6 months, 7 months. But that's good. The watch time is going to be hard to cheat your way into, and that brings me to the point that you are a slave to the algorithm. There's no way to beat the algorithm. It controls how you do on YouTube. Like right now, this is my biggest video. Almost the entirety of that video was gone in a 5-hour span, because for some reason YouTube for 5 hours the entire month decided to promote that video, so that I got insane amount of views in that, and immediately YouTube just immediately stopped suggesting it, and after that video stopped getting barely any views at all, and almost every other video I've gotten has been like a slow crawl. Know that there's a computer that you have no clue how it works that's going to decide how well you don't do. You have no control of it, and you have no way of knowing how it works and how it's going to affect your channel. You just have to accept this is one thing that there's a big brother there on YouTube, and you have no way of controlling. And also, subs are meaningless. The way the new algorithm works is that if you're not regularly posting, your subs are basically useless, because YouTube is not ever going to suggest your videos to your own subs. You have to have recently watched the video, and then YouTube will constantly keep suggesting those same videos to your subs. If you post like once every 6 months, YouTube is not going to push your content out there. It's not, even to the people who have subscribed to your channel. That's why post notifications is probably the most important thing. You can get people to sign up for your post notifications.
I have another channel, and it only has about 30,000 subs, and it pretty much gets more views than this channel with 1.6 million subs, which shouldn't even be mathematically possible.
Lastly, is that you're niched to a content. You are niched. If once you start making a certain type of content, and YouTube has figured out that these type of people like that content, it's almost impossible to switch without basically starting over. Like once you're glued into a content, YouTube is going to suggest people who think would like that content, and you try to make something completely different, YouTube is gonna try to suggest that same content to those same people who might not want it, not to the people who actually want it. So like those videos would do less. So in this 1 month, I regularly tried, let me try this one that's different from this, or let me try this one that's different from this, and those videos always do bad. I think once you've been niched into something, if you want to grow, you have to just accept that you're making a certain type of videos once you've already been niched into a certain type of crowd. And then something that everyone always recommends is to make a lot of videos when you start, which I do agree with. I think that when you make a lot of videos, it's not even just about the having something in the channel so people can see other content you have. I think it's more about learning. The more videos you make, the more easier you get in front of the camera. I mean, when I first started, every video I had to do million takes and million edits in between because I wasn't so comfortable in front of the camera. But the more you do, the more comfortable it becomes. So I think that when you first start, I think it's good to just put out content, and it's gonna be bad. I'll be honest with you, most of the 20 videos I made this month were not great. They were not great. I normally like to spend more time editing, but I just wanted to put something out and just say I did it, to push myself through it. But I think that after as I grow, I know I'm gonna get better at editing, get better at the logistics of it all. And I think that's why I think it's very good to put out a lot of videos and accept that it's not gonna be good entering.
Also, be very, very patient with the suggestion system. YouTube doesn't start suggesting videos when you put it out. YouTube might not start suggesting videos till weeks, months later. So I think do not feel like a video has failed because it didn't start getting views immediately. My number 2 video only had 10 views the first 24 hours, and I thought it was a complete flop. And then next thing you know, I got 1,000 views in the next day. So you have to be patient.
If you're curious about the channel in general, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I want to try shorts. I know that's the current trend on YouTube, is to put out shorts, and that's the current growth strategy. So I'm gonna try and put out shorts for the next 2 weeks. I might put out one full-length video. I'm already editing one. I also have better cameras and mics and all of that, but I was hoping to get monetized before I start borrowing, because I have a brother who has a bunch of like video equipment, and I was trying to hoping I'd be monetized before I start borrowing, and it didn't seem like it was a hobby. But hopefully I do get monetized at some point. Hopefully the channel keeps growing. I'm gonna spend more time editing the videos, so hopefully the videos get improved as they go on. I appreciate everyone who's been here through the 20 videos. A lot of time not editing. I probably won't be putting them out that much. Hopefully I get to a point where I can put out something like once a week, put a little bit more time into the editing, a little bit more thought process into the videos. Hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, smash it. Again, thank you for your time. Have a good day. Deuces.